Hi and welcome to this class. Today's class will be an Yin Yang lesson, which means we start the class by moving the body in different way, loosening up the joints, warming up the muscles, and then we'll go in a more static phase where we hold the poses, maybe more like stretching poses. So the intention will be different, the rhythm and pace will be different. So we want to create a balanced sensation by having these two different feelings and intention during the class. We start in child pose, so you can separate your knees, have big toes together and your forehead on the ground. Then the arms can go along the body or maybe over the head. We take few minutes to stay here. Feeling the body on the ground, on the mat, creating this connection with the space. Feel the space in between the inner thigh. The shoulders heavy towards the ground. The forehead heavy on the ground. Observe your breathing pattern. And at the next inhalation, try to inhale and expand your belly. And when you exhale, you just let go of everything. You release and relax the belly. So inhale, inflate your belly. So you close the space between the thigh and the chest. And when you exhale, you create more space by bringing the belly towards the spine. And again, inhaling, inflating the belly, and exhaling, bringing the belly button towards the spine. Keep going in this way. Increasing the awareness on your breath, on your body in stillness. And then slowly come out from the pose. Bring yourself in quadruped position, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And I didn't say that at the beginning of the class. Today we will use some blocks and maybe a yoga strap, or it can be any kind of belt that you have. But for the moment, I have just the hands underneath the shoulder. Start to make some circles. So we bring more body weight towards the right hand, then we shift forward, then we go on the left hand, and then we shift backwards. So tiny, tiny circle where we can see the weight moving in different areas of the hands, palms, fingers. Inhale, you come forward. Exhale, go backwards. And now reverse the direction. Reverse the direction of the circle, which can be tiny or maybe bigger by bringing the hips towards the heels and the shoulders over the wrist. Continue breathing with awareness. So inhale, you come forward. Exhale, you go backwards. And then you stop to the center. And from here, move the fingers towards the long side of the mat and start to sway side to side. You keep the arms straight. And try to bring more weight towards the fingers. And then rotate the fingers towards the knees. And maybe you'll stop here. Maybe you go all the way back towards the knees. Then you lean backwards and lift the palms. Try to stay here. If it's too intense, you just move a bit of the body weight forward. Or maybe you prefer to move forward and backwards instead of just holding the pose and having this intense sensation. Come back to a normal hands orientation and have the back of the right hand in contact with the mat. Then the back of the left hand in contact with the mat. And now sit on the toes. Make sure you have all the 10 toes in contact with the mat. You sit on the hips. It may be intense even here on your toes, on your ankles. Inhale, stretch up towards the ceiling, make yourself long. And exhale, cactus the elbows and move the chest towards the ceiling. So inhale, you want to reach up, like kind of grabbing something which is over you, elongating the spine. And when you exhale, you arch the spine, move the chest forward, cactus the elbows in a really intense way, which means you want to squeeze something in between the shoulder blades. So try to have an intention here. So inhale, elongate yourself, and exhale, try to squeeze something in between the shoulders. Last time, inhale, brings you up towards the ceiling, and exhale, open chest, cactus the elbows. And then release. Interlace the fingertips behind you and stretch the arms behind you. Again, open the chest towards the ceiling. Maybe try to have palms together. I know it may be a lot on the toes, but stay here with me for a couple of breaths. Squeeze, keep squeezing something in the shoulders. And then release. Maybe you tap your toes if needed. And from here, tuck the toes, lift the knees, and start to enter on your downward facing dog. I mean the first for this class. And you can walk in the space, which means you stretch one leg, you bend the other one. But remember, you are active on the hands, active on the arms. You are pushing against the mat and the arms are straight. Same weight on the hands, on the two arms. The hips are coming up and backwards. And now find more stillness on your downward facing dog. So you want to bend the legs, so you close the space between the chest and the thigh. And you remember, you're not rounding the spine, but you want to arch, especially the lower back, and send the hips high and back towards the mat. So you bend the legs in order to have this movement more available for you. Now have the gaze in between the thumbs. Inhale, round the spine, find your plank pose. And exhale, bend the legs, arch the spine, especially at the lower back, and send the hips back, downward facing dog. So inhale, round the spine, have the shoulders stuck over the wrist, and exhale, bend the legs, send the hips backwards. Inhale, roll forward, spinal waves. Exhale, bend the legs, send the hips backwards. Last one. Inhale, roll forward, exhale, downward facing dog. Now walk with the hands towards the toes. Also here, it may be intense to have all this weight on the hands. And now again, bend the legs, close the space between the thigh and the chest. And just let the head and shoulders reaching heavy towards the ground. Feet are hip-width distance apart, not too close, not too wide. And maybe you sway side to side. Maybe you grab opposite elbow and sway side to side. And now have the hands down and walk again towards your downward facing dog. Find the distance between the feet and the hands that works for you. Gaze in between the thumbs. Inhale to plank pose. This time have more weight on the left side of your body, so left hand, and turn all the toes towards the right side. Find your left side plank. Then have the right hand down and just shift on the other side, right side plank. Another time, on the left side, you roll the toes towards the right side, right arm goes up, send the hips high, squeeze the bum, and then right hand down, you open on the Other side, so you are on the right arm. Both hands down, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll to plank pose, imagine an angry cat. And exhale, bend the legs back, downward facing dog. Walk with the hands towards the feet. Find yourself at the back of the mat once again. And again, find Uttanasana. Feet hip width distance apart. Close the space between the chest and the thigh. Just length towards, send the shoulders towards the ground. Imagine you are a waterfall from the hips towards the up towards the head. You are a waterfall. You just go heavy down. Now stay where you are with the legs, but have the hands maybe on the thigh, maybe on the shin. Can you lift the spine? Bringing the spine parallel with the mat, open the chest, squeezing a little bit the shoulder blades, and without rounding on the spine, try to arch, so you send the hips behind. You inhale here and exhale, forward fold. Close the space. So the leg stays where they are. Inhale, lift the spine, gaze is in front of you, and exhale, down, forward fold, Uttanasana. Again, inhale, halfway lift, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, open the chest, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, you stay there. Send the hips even backwards, gripping the mat with your toes. Can you reach the arms over the head? Stay there, stay there. Imagine a long, long spine. See if you can visualize yourself with the spine parallel with the mat. Reach the shoulders up towards the ears. 3, 2, and 1. Forward fold. Let go down towards the ground. Hands on the ground. Find downward facing dog. In down dog, inhale, send the right leg up. Exhale, knee to the chest. Roll forward, land the foot in between the hands. You also land the back knee down. So we find the low lunge. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist towards the right side. So you twist the torso towards the right side and the arms are opening up like a T, like a capital T. Hold here. And now back to the center. Find your blocks. Have them maybe at the highest height. Frame your front foot. Exhale. Lift the back knee. Straight both legs. Option to lift the front toes. Variation of a pyramid pose. Can you open the chest? Again, try to go around the spine, but the opposite thing, you arch, you send the tailbone up towards the ceiling. And now bend the front leg, find high lunge. So activate the core a little bit so you can remove the hands from the blocks. Bend the front leg so the knee is over the ankle. Inhale here. Exhale, open towards the warrior two. So in warrior two, the back foot is on the ground. All the sole of the back foot is on the ground. But remember, you want to keep leaning forward with your hip and especially have the front knee open to the side. Don't collapse the front knee inward, but open the front knee to the side. Maintain your arms as a capital T. And from here, inhale, straight legs, arms up. Exhale, sit down in warrior two. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sit down in warrior two. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sit down in warrior two. Last one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sit down in warrior two. Stay there with the leg. Reverse the warrior, right arm over the head. And now have both hands on the ground, frame the front leg and shift back, downward facing dog. 2 spinal waves. Gaze in between the thumbs. Inhale, roll to plank. Exhale, bend the legs, send the hips high. Inhale, roll to plank. Exhale, bend the legs, send the hips high. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, knee to the chest. Roll forward, land the foot in between the hands. The back knee goes down. Find your low lunge. Arms up. Inhale. Exhale, you rotate the torso towards the left side. Open the arm as a T. Try to stay in this twist, but can you open even the left shoulder behind you? Come back to the center, so rotate your torso. Take 2 blocks. Lift the back knee and straighten both legs. Variation of pyramid pose. Open the chest. See if you can send the left hip even backwards. More backwards. So you square the hips. You center your hips. And now from here, bend the front leg, find your high lunge, arms high. Stay bent on the front leg. Inhale here, exhale, open to warrior 2. So you keep go forward with your hips. You send the front knee behind you. And you want to have all the sole of the right foot down. The gaze is forward. Can you lean even more? Inhale, straight legs, arms up. Exhale, sit down, warrior 2. Inhale, straight and up. Exhale, sit down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Last one. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Stay there with the legs. Reverse warrior. Left arm over the head. And have both hands on the ground. Once again, shift the front foot back, downward facing dog. 2 spinal wave. Inhale, roll to plank. Exhale, bend the legs, send the hips high, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll to plank. Exhale, bend the legs, send the hips towards downward facing dog. Hold the down dog for 2 breaths. Hold it. And now lower the knee down, the knees down. And bring yourself with the back on the mat. Have the right knee to the chest and straight the left leg. Do some circle with the right foot. Go on one direction and on the other direction. Do the same with the other leg. Left knee to the chest, straight the right leg. Do some circle with the left ankle. On one direction and the other one. And now have both feet on the ground, but lift the right knee. So you lift also the right foot. Open the right leg to the side so you can actually land the right ankle on top of the opposite thigh. Then you also want to grab maybe the left shin or the back of the thigh by actually bringing the right arm inside the two thighs, so in between the inner thigh. And you can grab whatever it's more comfortable for you. Try to do your best to have a long neck. So elongate the back of the neck, chin towards the chest. And try to do your best as well to open the right knee towards the opposite sides than the chest. So you want to move the right knee away from you. You do that by pushing the ankle on the thigh even more. Long spine. So now we use the breath here to move even deeper in a gentle way. Inhale, long spine. Exhale. Try to see if you can bring the legs towards the chest, even a tiny bit. So inhale, imagine a long spine. Exhale, have the legs towards the chest. Inhale, imagine a long spine. Exhale, bring the legs towards the chest. Other 2 breaths here. You can move in the same way with the inhalation and the exhalation with intention. Land the left foot down and switch side. So you bring the left knee to the side, open the leg, have the left ankle on top of the right thigh. And then you can grab the right shin, back of the thigh, elongate the back of your neck. Inhale, elongate the spine, the crown of the head. Exhale, close the space between the legs and the chest. Same thing. You can close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Tapping in details. What do you feel? Which tension? Can you use the breath to ease the tension? Lower both legs down. And now from here, you want to use a block and the yoga belt, if you have it. But first of all, you use the block towards your left side. So from here, straighten the left leg, right knee to the chest. Can you send the hips just a step towards the right side? And then you open into a twist. So you want to bring the left knee towards the right side. So we are crossing the body in this way. And maybe we even land the knee or the leg on the block, or maybe 2 blocks, just to have a bit of support. You straighten the right arm to the side and you stay here. Now the option here is you can stay with the top leg bent on the block, or maybe if you want to have more sensation on the IT bend, so you can have a strap on the foot, and then maybe you can hold the strap with the opposite hand. Still you can maintain the block on the ground if needed. You can straighten the leg as much as you want, as you can. So you can intensify, or maybe just take it more in a supportive way. Long breath. Last breath here. Use the exhalation to melt down even more on the pose, letting go of any resistance. And then come back to the center slowly. Switch the block on the right side. Move the hips towards the left side, left knee to the chest, open towards your right side. So again, you can land the knee, the thigh on the block, maybe create more structure with 2 blocks on top of the other one. You straighten the left arm. See if you can do your best to keep the left shoulder towards the ground. Again, you can stay here in this variation, or maybe create the loop on your strap, have the loop around your foot, straighten the leg as much as you want, as you can today. You can keep the block or maybe just see if the foot can go on the ground, or maybe you hover the leg, but you prefer the sensation of straightening the left leg at maximum. There is no right or wrong. It all depends on the sensation, what you are seeking. Last breath here. And slowly, slowly, you come back to the center. You open the legs as a butterfly, so sole of the feet together, open the knees to the side. You can choose where you want to have the arm, baby cactus, more like in a diamond shape over the head. Again, just do this little movement to elongate the neck. Just remember that from time to time. A long neck, chin slightly tucked towards the chest. We surrender here, letting the gravity do the job by broadening the knees even more to the side. Maybe we feel the lengthening sensation on the inner thigh. Try to relax the muscle of your face, so your eyes, even if closed, your jaw. Connect with the breath moving on your belly or on your chest, or maybe moving towards these areas. Where is the breath moving? Where is the breath moving? And now slowly bring the knees up. We do the opposite thing. So we separate the feet, mat with distance apart or even wider. And then we let the knees go inward. So if before we were in what we call external rotation at the hips joint, here we are in internal rotation. A bit funky, weirdo pose. We don't do this movement really often. Internal rotation, where if you think about during the day, it's really rare we move the legs in this position. So if it feels weird or maybe intense, this is why. You can add the arms wherever you want. Maybe they stay on the belly, maybe to the side. Slowly open the knees up again and straight your legs in Shavasana. So arms straight and palms facing the ceiling again, a long neck. Let the feet go to the side in a natural way. And we finish our practice in Shavasana, the time where we let the practice wash away. We take all the sensation that we had during the practice and the ones we have now. So I leave you here. You're welcome to stay in Shavasana for as long as you want. And I'll see you at the next video. Namaste.